The bicycle was invented in the later half of the 1800s. The first bicycles were quite primitive and somewhat unworn to ride. Nonetheless, they soon became the big fashion craze, especially among young men in high society. Bicycles were first used for sport and recreation, but in the late 1800s, some more practical types of bicycles gradually came into the market, and the general public, who otherwise had poor access to transport, quickly adopted them. The way easy of getting fit is to go to the gym, but here I'm going to present the most bike-friendly cities in the world as a way to getting fit. In other words, the bike culture. These are the 3 countries using more the bicycle to get fit. Number 3. Seville, Spain. Until recently, the southern Spanish city has been an unlikely contender for the crown. Jump back to 10 years and barely anyone that owned a bike, let alone rode it. Now, it's a different story. People from Seville use the bike as a way to get fit, which they call bike culture. The compact city is ringed by green painted cycleways. Its central boulevards have been closed to all but cycle, tram and taxi traffic. And a citywide cycle hire scheme offers 2,000 and 1,600 bikes from 260 docking stations. Up to 70,000 bikes are now used daily in the city. Not a huge figure, admittedly, but a giant leap from the 6,000 of a few years ago. For this reason, Seville, Spain, is in this top. Number 2. Copenhagen, Denmark. In the 60s, cars were trending to displace bicycles in the 9 Danish cities. But the oil crisis, the environmental movement, and a couple of controversial road projects reversed the trend. This is, however, just part of the story behind why Danes still cycle so much. On average, Danes cycle 1.5 kilometers a day. 9 out of 10 Danes own a bicycle. In 2015, almost 500,000 bicycles were sold in Denmark. 60,700 bicycles were reported stolen in 2015. 44% of all children aged 10 to 16 cycle to school. Number 1. Amsterdam, Netherlands. In the 60s, Dutch cities were increasingly enrolled to motorists, with the car seen as the transport of the future. It took the intolerable toll of child traffic deaths and forced activism to turn Amsterdam into the cycling urbana of today. Nowadays, the Netherlands boasts 2,002 miles of cycle paths. More than a quarter of all trips are made by bicycle, compared with 2% in the UK, and this rises to 38% in Amsterdam and 59% in the university city of Groningen. All major Dutch cities have designed bicycle civil servants tasked to maintain and improve the network, and the popularity of the bike is still growing. Amsterdam is the most bicycle-friendly capital city in the world, and with an urban area population of over 1.1 billion people, it is also the most bicycle-friendly city with over 1 million people in the world. In Amsterdam, over 60% of trips are made by bike in the inner city, and 40% of trips are made by bike overall in the greater city area.